folks, welcome back. Hey Ron, Beta Investments, filming from my basement. Today we have something a little bit different. Got a collection here that I've picked up, and over the past few months I've been picking up this collection here, collection there, small ones of a game called Mythos. Mythos came out in 1996. Started off with some a booster, limited edition, and Expeditions of Miskatonic, which was the first booster out of it. Second booster was Cthulhu Rising, and third booster was Legends of the Necronomicon. And these all fell into the limited edition cycle. There was a further expansion with a game called Dreamlands, and then there was one that came out in 1997 called New Aeon. Very limited release since basically the whole brand crashed and burned, and and it didn't go too far. Finding the new Aeons are a little bit difficult. They're expensive, and basically I mainly find them overseas rather than here in the States. There was also a unlimited starter that came with two pre-made decks, one like a bad and one like a good. You got the same deck in every pack, so it was buy one and two players play right then and there. Now, most of the videos I've seen of Mythos out there, they just go over some of the mechanics, some of the gameplay. They talk a little bit about the stuff, but they don't really show a lot of the cards. I thought I'd take this moment to actually go through how some of these are set up and what the cards actually look like, and give you a really good idea. They're broken up into different categories. You have adventures, allies, artifacts, events, locations, monsters, spells, and tomes. And all these things, they all work together to make your deck, which is like 60 cards. And the idea is to complete these adventures, which if you look really closely, sorry for the thing on there, but you can see like a day in the life of Miskatonic University student. Well, this is an adventure where you have to complete everything that is in capitalization. This one reads, sometimes university life can be exciting. Today is one of these days. This day takes you to 3 different Miskatonic University locations. In your speculative civilizations course, you practice casting one spell with either barrier, circle, sign on chant in the card title. During biology, you dissect a monster. Finally, you go on a field trip to a country site where you attract an ally of the opposite sex of your investigator. Now, all these little goals, you gotta complete those. And like say, here's your investigator card. Now these were 2-sided cards. You have on this side you have Adventurous Dilettante and Proud Prussian Submariner. Now this was the only original one that I got in the set. And you can see it's bent like it's supposed to be. Of course, you play it like that, put it in your deck. But you have your threat, your story deck, allies on this side, completed adventures, tomes, and artifacts on this side. Now, like I said, this is the only one of the limiteds I got. But the really cool thing about this collection that I picked up, it had a complete set of Dreamlands investigator cards. So that was kind of fortuitous. Helped me with my collection quite a bit. You can see. Now, if you see how these are set up, the Dreamlands cards come as a separate expansion. They looked much different. bright colors. If you look at the top, you can kind of see the iridescence there at the top. The color schemes totally different from regular Mythos. But since we're here, we'll take a look at these cards. Got Hesper Payne, Merchant of Ill Repute, Basil Elton, Ghost Being of Ib. I got some doubles here. Come Sail Away, Adventure. Crystal Sword as an artifact. Highway Robber, an event. Stars Are Right. It's a pretty good card. North Point Lighthouse. Processional Boulevard. Causeway and Father Neptune. The Strange High Mouse of the Mist. Harbor of the Black Galley. Vunith, whatever. Ghasts. Man of Lang. Deflection. Equilateral Screen. Panacodic Manuscripts. That's kind of cool. And the Voynich Manuscript. Very nice. Now, see, the artwork is rather cartoony in this set. It's not my favorite set, but I'll collect it nonetheless. Most of those cards I didn't have. Well, of course, there's a story behind that, because at one time I had a complete set. I had a complete set of almost everything here. And along the way through life, 20 years or so, it decided to run away from me. I don't know where it went. I'm not very happy about it because I had a lot of cards. Now, we'll go through the adventure cards first. Day in the Life of a Miskatonic University Student. And of course, you see this one was in a wrapper, whereas the next one isn't. I went through this set, this collection, and basically wrapped up the ones that I needed for my sets, my personal set, and then everything else is my deck stuff. So these are my deck doubles. Heroic Rescue, Alone in the World, Arkham Horror, Assault on the Athena Lie. This one was Create Your Own Adventure. This was a kind of interesting one where you can just build up your points, because that's what these are. These are the points you need. Usually it's about 20 points to win the game. These ventures are all different points, and you'd make it up. Of course, your opponent had to agree to your adventure as well. So, Knee Deep in Doom, Lost in the Catacombs, another one, On the Edge, One Dark and Stormy Night, One of the Circle, Questionable Judge, Searching for Laban Shrewsbury, The Auction, The Birds and the Bakis, The Cruise, Curious Parcel, The Interesting Shop, Mystery of Martin's Beach, The Price, The Royal Geographic Society, got a lot of them. Search and Power and Glory is Yours. Yeah, Secret of. Strange Case of Charles Fort. That's a good one. Look at that, 11 points. Temple, Tale Two Cities, Your First Big Story, Whispers in Darkness. And now for your allies. And you got allies coming from all over, really all over the world. But you got Arkham and Providence and in Europe, and you got South Pacific Islanders and people that come from everywhere. So it's kind of interesting how you can play these guys out depending on your locations and stuff. Albert N. Wilmarth, Ami Pierce, Ann White, Arthur Motkin. Now some of these are people. All this game comes out in 20s and 30s, so you'll see authors and stuff from that time period, which is kind of neat how they incorporate them. Arthur Monroe, Asnith Waite Derby, and she looks really beautiful. Barnabas Marsh, look at that face. Captain Edward Norris. And interesting, if you have noticed, is that Steadfast Soldier knows German. It's like in Albert here, he's a professor, knows English, Latin, and Greek. Kind of beneficial when you play spells, tomes, that you have somebody who can actually read them. Crawford Tillinghast, Dennis Berry, Dr. Allen. God damn it. Technical issues again. My computer doesn't like me. Dr. Marnus Bickett Willett, Edward Pickman Derby, Eric Zahn. I mean, if you've read the Cthulhu Mythos or anything by Lovecraft, you'll recognize some of these people because basically this is where the whole thing's from. Frank Belknap Long, George Birch, Camo Angel, got a bunch of them. Gomes, Granny Orn. Now some of these cards are actually from the standalone set that came out, and that was a pre-made deck. The pre-made decks had like Harry Houdini. He came from that one. So did this previous one. Harvey Walters. And this set actually had, or this collection I picked up, pretty much had the entire collection of that. I'm only missing a couple cards now, which is pretty cool. I mean, I have both of those decks, so technically I would have it in my collection in my binder, but I wanted some more to play with as well. Jeremiah Booster, KG Cooper, Laban Shrewsbury, Lavinia Waitley. Wow, what a looker. Luther Harden, Mercy Dexter, Miss Anna Tilton, Sonia Lovecraft, lovely, Nahum Gardner, Nathaniel Wingate Peasley, Ray Stuckey, Raymond Lagasse, Roby Harris, Robert Chambers, Marsh, Samuel Windsor, Squire Whately, Terrible Old Man. There's your South Sea Islander guy. Wakalea. Wilbur Whately. Yeah, you see a lot of Whateleys. There's some strange folks. William Channing Webb, Zachariah Whately, and Zadok Allen. Nice stack of allies. I got a lot of good cards out of that. And then you get into artifacts. Now these you can play on your allies. Yeah, 30-06, 32 revolver, cast iron skillet, chime of Tezcatlipoca, diving suit, Dr. Hammond's nerve and brain tablets, dynamite, that's always a lovely thing, suicide bomber, elephant gun, enchanted cane, enchanted knife, faithful hounds, jewelry of the deep ones, lightning gun, Paracelsus sword, Relay disc. Now this one comes in a left fragment, a right fragment, and a top fragment. One of my favorite cards, Seals of Isis. It's a very cool picture. Shining Trapezoidron or whatever the hell. Shotgun. Space Mead. Hey, give me some of that. Speech Machine. Star Stone of Minar. The Brazen Head. It's beautiful. Two Scepters. Ultraviolet. Tommy Gun. I want one of them. And you got event cards. These can affect opposing investigators, and some of them, like this one, affects all investigators. So you got fear stuff, you got agoraphobia. This one's a star event, so Aldebaran moves in the sky. You got ambush, amnesia, an unexpected calamity, astrophobia, bacteriophobia, car, which you can play on yourself and get there faster. Another car, different style, and this is from the original. Catastrophic failure, claustrophobia, closed cockpit monoplane, dawn of a new day, dawn of the solstice, demophobia, dirigible, direct sunlight, downpour, drought, dysentery, that's lovely, officiophobia, eosophobia, evening, flee to special room, government covered up, Harney, original open fire. I mean, he had pretty good. High noon, hound of the Tendelos, beautiful. Hurricane, lactophobia, influenza, instability in the Mythos, Mauritania, midnight, monophobia, new moon, police investigation. This is a good one here. Portophobia, powerful storms, schizophrenia, scotophobia, seaplane, succumb to temptations, the end's mouth look, yeah, ain't that beautiful. Thieves in your attic, Titanic, train, tramp steamer, Triskaf, yeah, you read it. Typhoid, typhoon, waning moon, waxing moon, Yithian mental contact. And you see, there's a wide variety of things that you can do to your opponent, which I really like. Then you got location cards. And like I said earlier, you got different places around the world, particularly in places that you find in the Cthulhu mythos and anything in H.P. Lovecraft wrote, like Arkham and Miskatonic Valley, and let's see, also the University, Dunwich. You get the idea. Pickman Street. Go back to that story. Pickman's Model. If anybody's ever read that. American Museum of Natural History. Amy Pierce Tottering Cottage. Arkham Gazette. Historical Society. Arkham Bear Books and Maps. I mean, I really like the art in here. It's not bad. It really fits how the story is told. It's kind of creepy, a little weird. I imagine today, if they were to remake something like this, it would be, I can imagine it being far more graphic. Central Hill, Chelsea Bookshop, Church of Starry Wisdom, Private Hospital, Congressional Church, Congressional Hospital, Crowning House, Shield House, Devil's Hop Yard, Easter Island, Essex Institute, Esoteric Order of Dagon. Yeah, that's another old one you don't want to run into. XM Priority, First Baptist Church. Granny Orange House. Now look at that thing, it's totally overgrown. I like it. Hangman's Hill, lovely. Houghton Library, home of Laban Shrewsbury. El Mando Oculto. I don't know what. I just like this card a lot. Maybe it's the name. Innsmouth Courier, German House, King's Church Cemetery, Knight's Head Inn, La Mole Antonoliana, Lonely Ackley Farmhouse, Lost Temple of Atlantis, Martin's Beach, Massachusetts State's Hospital, Miskatonic University Commons, Medical School, Science Annex, Green's Home, Nakai, Underground, yep, Naum Gardner, Namquit Point, Newport Historical Society, Newport Public Library, North Burial Ground, Osborne's General Store. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I know I got a lot of them in this one. Peck Valley Cemetery. It's kind of cool. Pennsylvania's Central Train Station. Ponape. I know a guy from Ponape. Potter's Field. Providence Historical Society. Red Hook. Remote Whately Farmhouse. Ratoka. Robert Blake's Study. Sefton Asylum. Sentinel Hill. Seth Bishop's Ruins. Seventh house on the left. Southwoods Memorial Cemetery. That's an interesting picture. Like that. Stonehenge. They could have done better with that one though. Tempest Mountain. Arkham Advertiser. Auction House. Athenaeum. Catacombs Blythe Parish. You know, I'd really like to go there, to be honest. Forgotten Crypt. Highland Loch. The House of Olney Court. Water Street. Lowell Street Cafe. Old Gibbet. And we got the technical issues. The Shunned House. The Waite House. Thurston's Tavern. Ward Mansion. Waterbury State Hospital. I like the locations are definitely one of the bigger piles you're going to end up having. And the next thing that we're coming into is the monsters. Now that's part of the fun parts. You got Outer God, Abhoth, a Dark Young. Now the pictures on these things are cool as hell. Deep One. And here's another one from another. This one, that was from the last set. Or the 2-pack that was standalone, the unlimited. Dimensional Shambler. Elder Things. Fire Vampires. God damn it. Don't you just hate it when shit doesn't go your way? Stupid lights don't want to work. Now back to this again. Sorry about that. Flying Polyp. How would you like to run into that? Formless Spawn. Ghasts. Got another one in here, I think. No, Ghoul. Giant albino penguins. Nof K. Goody Fowler's Ghost. Haster. Now here's a great old one here. Hunting Horror. Another version of it. Insect from Shigai. Two versions. Amigo. Martinese Kin. Nagar Cthulhu. Night Gaunt. Another outer god. Nyarlathotep. Never could pronounce that. Pack of the Rat Things. Ron Tagath, another great one. Serpent People. Servant of Galaki. And you can definitely tell some of the art style is different. How clean that is. That's from the Unlimited Boost pack. God, that's ugly. Servitor of the Outer Gods. Shoggoth. Skeletons. Son of Yog-Sothoth. Starspawn of Cthulhu. Martin's Beach Monster. Tulsha. And Zombies. Then you come into your spells. This is interesting. Angles of Tag Klator. Barrier of Knock Teeth. Become a Spectral Hunter. Black Binding. Blasphemous Obeisance. Call Power of Nyambi. Chant of Thoth. That's cool. Circle of Thel. Cloud Memory. Command of the Bloody Tongue. Curse of the Rat Thing. Dominate. Dread Curse of Azathoth. Dust of Suleiman. Great Old Elder Sign. Fly. Hands of Columbra. Kiss of Dagon. I always seem to get a bunch of these. A Mao Ceremony. Mr. Vilai. Yargo Dirge. Petrify. Powder of Ibn Ghazi. Radiance of Alsophocus. Shriveling. Thin Man. Sign of Eben. Sign of Quiche. This was a hard one for me to get. Song of Haster. That it looks really cool. Soul Singing. Steel Life. Look at that artwork. This is crazy. Kind of reminds me of the style of the Scream. Vorus Sign. And Rack. Yeah, rack them up, baby. And the last section of cards that you have is tomes. And these are going to be all your books that you can play. Magical manuscripts and stuff like that. You got the Book of Dzian in English. And these also come in different languages as well. Like Book of Eben in Elanian. A Book of Eben in Hyperborean. So we're going back further. Coltes de Gaules, French. Eltdown Shards and Glyphs. Eltdown Shards Winter's Hall Edition, which is in English. Hutchison Cipher. King in Yellow, one in English, one in French. A Letter from a Friend. Liber Ivanis in Latin. Nameless Cults, Bridewell Edition. Ponape Scriptures. You get a lot of them. That's pretty common to get. Boniface Scriptures Hoag's manuscript in English. Revelation of Glauci, Rely Text in Atlantean, and 7 cryptical books of Hassan in English. And that pretty much covers the collection that I picked up. No, it's totally a different video than normal that you would normally see, to give you a good idea of what the artwork is, what cards you get, how the game's kind of broke down. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I hope to do more of these like this. I'm pretty close to getting my collection complete, but I did buy another collection. It's pretty damn large. To be honest, I don't think I would do anything quite like this again for that collection. That is just too big. I might do a video on the cards that I was missing, and see how that goes. Everybody have a good day. Be kind. Peace.